Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing an architecture video. Normally I do bullet journal videos, but in the past I have done one architecture video, and I do also like architecture, so I'm going to share one of my architecture things I have done. So this house is based off of one of my Minecraft houses I have in Minecraft. Obviously it's more modern house, and I'm going to try to be drawing it. It's not the exact same as my house in Minecraft because it's not all pixely, but it does sort of resemble it. And as you can see, I'm starting out with a 0.3 Copic Multiliner, and I'm drawing in the lines of the house, and I'm going to color it in later. And I'm using Copic Multiliners because normally I do use the Sakura Microns, but those aren't waterproof, so when you draw on top of it with Copics, they kind of smear. But Copic Multiliners are made for Copic, so when you draw on top of it with Copic, they're Copic proof, so they don't smear that much. You can also buy the refillable ones, but they're more expensive. So I'm just using the regular ones. And I'm using a 0.3 because most of the time when I go in with a really thick one, then I mess up and then it looks like super obvious. But when you use a thinner one, you can't see it as well. And as you can see, I kind of did that window shape a little wrong, but it's okay because I'm going to color it in later. And in Minecraft, I like using white concrete a lot, so this house is going to be mostly white, so we're just going to be shading most of the time. And as you can see, for the windows that I drew a bunch of lines on, and the parts of the house that I drew a bunch of lines on, those are like the wooden parts because I want to draw some textures. And then for the doors, I use dark oak, I think. It might be spruce, it might be dark oak, I forgot which one it is, but yeah. Then I added like a small base because I have like stairs and I want my house to be more elevated. And then on the side, I'm drawing some rocks because I sort of drew my house like in the middle, or not in the middle, on the side, and I wanted to balance that out. So I drew some rocks, and obviously these look nothing like Minecraft rocks. So as I said, this is sort of resembling my Minecraft house, but not exactly. I'm just going to erase that. And then I am going to just draw in some more details, the windows and stuff. And now I'm going in with my Copic Classic number 0. I think it's number 0. It is N0, so that's like the lightest color they have. In the grayscale set, I got the neutral grayscale set. That's why it's N for neutral and 0. And this one's really light, as you can see, so I'm not that scared about shading anything in. But when you do go through the darker colors, you might want to just be a little more careful and not color everything in. And I'm just going to shade it because the sun is going to be coming from the left, so everything on the right side will be a little darker. And you can also see that from the rocks because I shaded in the rocks with those crisscross lines on the right or on the left side. So sorry, the sun is coming in from the right side. And then I'm also coloring the rocks. And I'm using the chisel side because the fine point side is not that big, so it's harder to color in. But for the details, I'm using the fine point side. I think for the Copic sketches and Copic chows, I think you might be able to change the nib, but they do normally come in a chisel and a brush. And I colored in the brown, or the wood. I used oak wood in my house in Minecraft, so I'm using a lighter brown. And then I also used some gray concrete, so I'm drawing in the gray concrete. That is not shading, that's actually supposed to be gray. And because the chisel tips are kind of wide, I'm gonna go in with my uni Poscas later to color in the things I don't really want to have poking out. And I just got some of my Copic chows and color the windows in with this really light blue. And then I'm going with the fine tip to add some more detail. And you have to make sure you use like the right marker, because as you can see just now, I went in with a marker that was too dark. I went with N2 instead of N0, so just make sure you're being careful with your colors. Then I'm going in with my Faber-Castell Pitt Artist brush pens for the windows. And then I'm going with a darker gray. And I'm just going to go in with my Faber-Castell again for the wooden part, because before I used the skin tone set, but the skin tone set didn't really have the type of brown I wanted for the oak wood, so I went with my Faber-Castell marker. And then my spruce doors, or my dark oak door, I'm pretty sure they're dark oak, I just colored in the brown, and as you can see, I kind of colored out of the line, so I'm going to go in with my mini Posca later. And then, since my house is in like the spruce area, the grass is more of a sage green, so I colored in the grass with a sage green. And then I'm going in with my Uni Posca to add some details and to white out some of the lines I don't want. And my stairs in front of my house are like kind of off perspective. I didn't actually draw my 2 points for my perspective. I just tried to imagine them, because if I do draw them on the paper, the house will look too like extreme and it'll look really weird. So if there were perspective points, they'd be off the page. So I just tried to imagine where they'd be. Then I went in with my Signo gel pen to add in the spruce door, or the dark oak doors. And so there's my house. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!